distinguished Deja, Kevin, Lynette, and Adolfo will be discussing Disney's lawsuit against the Florida government that was a huge topic of discussion at the beginning of 2023 and into 2024. So to give a quick summary of what we'll be discussing, we'll start off by a summary of the lawsuit, which discusses how the lawsuit came about and ultimately where it ended up, which brings us to our next discussion of the terms of the settlement and how the settlement came about. Next, we'll discuss a quick financial overview of Disney's contributions to the national economy as well as the Florida economy, and ultimately how Disney itself affects Florida's job market individually. Ultimately, we'll end by discussing the next steps for Disney and what it plans to achieve after getting over this years-long dispute. So to hop right in, at the beginning of 2023, the Florida legislature, along with the governor, introduced a bill known as the Parental Rights Within Education Law. This bill ultimately drew criticism from the former CEO of Disney, which brings us to February of 2023, in which the governor appointed a new board to supersede the Disney-controlled Reedy Creek Improvement District. After the board was appointed, Disney files a lawsuit accusing the governor of using his powers to retaliate against the company after it criticized his bill. So in May of 2023, the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District, which is the newly appointed district, files a countersuit to void backroom deals that ultimately benefited Disney and didn't benefit other companies. In January of 2024, Disney has a major setback in which the judge of the case dismisses the lawsuit on the grounds that they didn't have a sufficient standing to sue the governor as well as his government. Ultimately, Disney appeals, and around March of 2024, the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District ultimately agrees to settle with Disney, and which ultimately ends the legal dispute.
So I will be discussing the facts of the case, not really going into specifics of the start of the case, just discussing the settlement and the agreement that they reached. So the settlement between Disney and Florida concerning the tourism district centered around the allocation of tax revenue generated by the district. Disney, along with major players in the tourism industry, agreed to contribute a portion of their tax revenue to fund infrastructure improvements in the district. So the settlement basically marked the resolution of long-standing dispute between Disney and Florida regarding the distribution of tax revenues and the responsibility for district development. They did come to a settlement. The agreement outlined specific products to be funded, including transportation enhancements, public facilities, environmental conservative efforts. Disney committed to investing additional resources in the tourism district to support this continued growth and the development. Overall, the settlement represented a mutually beneficial outcome for Disney, Florida, and the beneficial residents and visitors of the tourism district, fostering cooperation and investment in the region's future.
Hi, my name is Kevin Quintero, and you might be asking yourself, how does a legal dispute between a publicly traded institution and a government institution affect the financial landscape of 21 million Floridians? I'm glad you asked. You see, Disney is the largest contributor to Florida's tourism sector, generating about $40.3 billion to the state's economy. Additionally, according to a study conducted by Oxford Economics, the park generated $6.6 billion in tax revenue, not including the $3.1 billion in tax revenue generated as a byproduct of its existence. This is attributed to the 47 million visitors it receives each year, additionally to its employees and third-party businesses. Disney World Florida is also the country's largest single-site employer, and Lynette will elaborate more on this.
My name is Lynette Mendes, and I will be discussing Disney's contribution to Florida's job market and what the settlement means for Florida's job market. Disney currently contributes to nearly 1 in every 8 jobs, with a total of 263,000 direct and indirect jobs in the state of Florida. This has helped place the state of Florida as a state with the 21st lowest unemployment rate in all 50 states, with it currently being 3%. Without the contribution of the Disney parks, Florida's unemployment rate would rise to have the second highest unemployment rate in all 50 states at 5.4%. This settlement of the long-standing legal battle is helping pave the way for growth of Disney parks, further helping the state's economy and employment rate. With plans to help expand the park and the infusion of $17 billion, this settlement is expected to generate an estimated 13,000 new jobs across various sectors, further solidifying Disney's role as a key contributor to Florida's employment landscape.
Right, so over the past 2 years, Disney World has been in a legal lawsuit with the state of Florida. And just now, recently, it's been settled, right? So what does this mean, right? What is this all about? Well, now that this lawsuit has been settled, Disney World is able to expand and grow their park, right? So Bob Iger, Walt Disney CEO, has pledged to expand the park by adding an additional theme park, the 5th theme park. And we don't know what it is yet, but he has committed to spend $60 billion over the next 10 years growing the park, which is, it's awesome, right? Like, the city of Orlando is going to benefit so greatly from this. And it's going to bring so many jobs and tourism to the city, to the state. Hey, fun fact, but Disney World is the largest theme park in the world. Currently, it covers over 27,000 square feet. So building onto this it's going to make the experience just so much great. A lot better, so much great.